What's up, Boulderbot climbers? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I think you're going to enjoy it. Today we are revisiting the Boulderbot app. This is an app that I've used quite a bit since it came out, and I've been using the free version only. And I've been really interested in upgrading into the paid version, which has a bunch of advanced features that I'm excited about checking out. So I have held off on upgrading to the paid version for a couple reasons. Number one is it did move from a just one-time purchase process to a subscription, and there are two different ways to do the subscription. There's the 3-month and there is a full year. And so because I had just had knee surgery just a handful of months ago, I wanted to make sure I get the full use out of my upgrade, and I'm going to actually upgrade to the full year. So I haven't seen any of these features firsthand yet, and so I'm excited to be able to experience them the first time with you. So I got my climbing folder of all my climbing apps here. Let's fire up Boulder Bot. I did do a video on the free version of Boulder Bot already, and I'll put a link to that video down in the description where it goes through a lot of the basics. Even since I've done that video, they have done quite a few upgrades that are still in the free version. So I think you'll like that. The UI is different and it works a little bit different, but this is the UI for the free version so far. It does have some things already set up for it. So for instance, if I come to the little menu there and go to my wall, you can see that I've already set up this 20-degree wall where I do the traditional setup with the green being the easy holds, the blue being the medium holds, and red being hard. And so that's the only instructions that the free version has you give the wall. Is you tell it how steep is your angle, how tall is your wall, from top to bottom, and then identifying holds on their relative difficulty. So, and then yellow is the footholds only. So that is just a little bit about the setup, and then what happens is you can just click on this little magic wand thing, or I guess it looks like a graph, a magic graph, and it will make you a problem. And so you can see this problem has starting hold being that thing, and then a couple middle holds right there. There's also this thing here called traits, where you get these different slider bars. And so you can decide how hard you want something to be. My guess is it decides how hard it is based on the difficulty that you told the system that the holds were. Length is about how many moves, I believe. And span is how far away each hold is in relation to each other. So that's all you basically get in the free version as far as adjustability. But as you can see, additional functionality is available in Pro mode. Things like drawing a line, which I think is going to be really fun, using specific holds. And then it also looks like you get to tell the system what kind of holds they are. So edges, jugs, etc. So I'm really excited to check out some of those things. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the menu, and I'm going to click on Upgrade to Pro. So here's a little sales thing about all the different things you're going to get: advanced generation settings, wall statistics. Yeah, there was something I read about with wall statistics that I'm really excited about seeing as well, and that is heat maps, I think is what they call them. I'm excited to see what they are, but I think it's going to be like which areas of your wall get the most love, have the most climbs that go through the certain holds and things like that. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited about seeing that. Advanced wall editor, where you can set the hold type, directionality, size, fine-tune difficulty, all that good stuff. Man, look at all this stuff with Pro. So I'm pretty excited about doing that. So down here at the bottom, we have 3 months and we have a 1 year. So 3 months is $7.99, 1 year for $19.99. A $3 discount on Google Play as well. Nice. All right, Pro mode is purchased. So I have no idea what I'm doing next, so we're just going to play around with this together. I'm going to go into Edit Wall and see what we do about these holds, because I think move and resize holds. Tune the hold difficulty. What does that one say? Set hold orientation, pulling direction. Set hold type. Add or remove holds. Let's do this. Set hold type. Okay. So in addition to saying something is hard, medium, and easy, now when I come to hold type, I can say that this one here is a sloper. So this is going to take some time to set up. I definitely see that. This one here is a pocket. Let's try like one of each of these. There's a pinch I know of. Let's find a jug. I know for a fact that that one's a jug. And that one's a jug. Very cool. I mean, this is going to take some fine tuning for sure, but I'm just going to do a handful of them for now, and then we'll play with the other features. Edge. Let's say that is an edge. And I'm defining the difference between crimps and edges based on if it's in cut or not. So something that might be only one pad of the finger, if it's flat, I'm going to call it an edge. If it's in cut, I would call it a crimp. Okay, what else we have? Crack, pocket, sloper, pinch, crimp, jug. Okay, so let's just do a handful there. Let's do some directionality. Okay, so down here on the bottom I got up, up and left. So I got kind of the cardinal, all directions, okay? So like something that can use all directions. The cardinal directions though, basically. The direction of pull is down for this one. And even sloper is down kind of that way. Yeah, I mean this could be amazing, and it could take a decent amount of time. That kind of pulls that way. Pocket, I mean the pocket I might leave as this. Here's what we can do. This is an undercling, kind of like that direction, undercling. And this one is like a straight undercling. Yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be really cool. But what I'm mostly interested is, once I do the work to populate all this, what the AI will do for creating routes for me. So let's go to this next one. Tune the hold difficulty. Tap upper, lower parts of the hold to tune the difficulty. So this tunes it even further. So instead of just having straight green, blue, and red, I have like light green, which is a green minus, a green plus, then a blue minus. So it just gives me more iterations. So I'll say that this is still a regular hard, but let's find like hard. I'd say that these are hard. And then the footholds, yeah. So that's going to be interesting because I definitely have some footholds that are harder than others. Like that's a hard foothold, but that's an easy foothold. That's where I think it'll get cool. Very cool. Actually, I'm really excited about spending a lot of time on this. Cool. And then move or resize holds. So hold, tap, and drag to move holds around. Tap the upper or lower part of the holds to set the size. Alright, so let's look at this one here. Interesting. Not sure how needed that is. You know, it's nice that I can fine tune where I clicked on it now, but do I need to up and down the size of it? I don't know. Okay. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's definitely going to take me a lot longer. I thought it took a long time to pick all these holds in the first place, but I think it's going to take a long time to set that up. Let's play with some of these other features. Let's make a problem kind of medium, and say I want slopers. Okay, now when I hit this, and I've only marked a couple things as slopers, so did it pick any slopers? I might have to do a lot more setup to get this to work. There, it picked a sloper. And that might be the only sloper I actually put. So let's go back to the traits and say I want slopers and pockets and pinches. Okay, so it gave me the pinches. Give me that thing as a pocket. I mean, that is a pocket, but that is a pocket. So maybe it knew. Set a line. Okay. Let's see if I can draw here. Something like that. Set the line. Go. 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 Kind of, yeah. Let's do that again. Let's clear it. Let's start from here. Go like that. So it's getting the shape. I mean, it's not, again, following directly my line and only using holds in that touch that line, but it's doing that S shape, which is actually pretty cool. Okay, here's something actually I want to try out here. I want to start lower to see if it will give me one of the things I found in the original version is it wouldn't pick holds that are like low down, like sit starts. It would always pick things that are kind of at chest height or higher for start holds. So let's see what this does now. It's kind of getting there. Like that is definitely a lower hold there. So I think the setting of the line part is actually really cool because then I can start lower. Definitely getting lower. That is a sit start hold there, yes. All right, I'm liking this. This is a cool feature. Set holds. So I can tell it where to start, tell it where to end, and any in-betweens. Let's see what it does if I say use that hold as the start hold. Use that hold as the end hold. And let's give it one in-between one and see how it does. Use that one in between. Set. Alright, ready, set, go. Failed generating climb, try changing some of the set parameters. That one, then it did it. So it gave me some things in between. Okay, that's super cool. So this is a cool feature. The reason why I'm excited about this one where you can set specific holds is oftentimes I look at my wall and I pick out like 2 or 3 holds or even just one hold that I think would be fun to interact with. And so then I work my way, like how do I work into this hold? Or once I get this hold, how do I work my way out of this hold? So I think this feature of Boulderbot where you can just pick a handful of holds and then it will give you some ideas. So that was my number one takeaway from the original version of Boulderbot was not to try to get Boulderbot to make perfect climbs, but to use Boulderbot to stretch myself to create movement that I normally wouldn't create. Not that it has to be super convoluted or tweaky or anything like that, but in my own setting bias, I set things that feel right, that kind of feel like a flowy movement and give myself footholds where I think I want them. And so what I like about Boulderbot is that it challenges me to find movements that I normally personally wouldn't pick. And so then I can actually use this app to say, I like this hold, I want to use this hold, but I want to find unique ways to get in and out of it. So I'm particularly excited about that. Very, very cool. So that is some of the features for setting. So here I've pulled up my 30-degree wall. I did the same thing. I set it up with just the basic Boulderbot before. But now I can do things like designate my jugs, which I have way less jugs on that wall. So those two are there. Here's some pockets. I don't know. I could spend all day on this, and someday I probably will. This is just super fascinating. Okay, so this is defining the generation traits. So difficulty selects the relative difficulty of the climb from very easy, that's the sliders, right, to extreme. It goes from very easy, which would be font grade 4 or 5, to extreme, which is font grade 8, which I think is around V11 and above, 11, 12, 13 probably. Length of the climb from very short to very long. Direct straight up problem, very short, just get there. Versus very long is a winding problem with many holds and horizontal movements. Span modifies the spacing between holds. So very short will include more holds, to very long will include less holds that are spaced farther apart. That's cool. The line forces the generation of climbs following the set line drawn by dragging the finger on the image. Holds forces the generation of climbs with the specific holds that have been selected. And then tags sets specific rules or hold types for the generation algorithm. More information can be found in the tag system of the help. So let's read about tag system. Instead of traveling from start to the end, circuit problems loop around all of the zone holds, finishing back on the initial start hold. Set feet. Feet can be placed only on the specified yellow footholds. Normal blue holds can be used only by hands. Okay, that's interesting rules. Open feet. Feet can be placed on any hold of the wall. No feet. Feet cannot be placed on any hold or volume. The problem must be climbed using only hands, i.e. campusing. No matching is a rule. Placing two hands on the single hold is not allowed except for starting and finishing problems. No hooks, so no heel hooks or toe hooks. Free kicker, all footholds on the kickboard can be used freely. So I think you just mark the climbs. That's a way to tag the climb and say those are the rules. Hold types: jug, edge, crimp, sloper, pinch, pocket, crack. Styles: technical, powerful, endurance, static, dynamic, and replica. So again, I think those are tags that you put on a climb after you've logged it or done it. So I'm sure there's more features that I haven't quite discovered yet until I really start using it and start fine-tuning my walls even further. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some time and I'm going to go ahead and fine-tune my walls with directionality, with fine-tuning the difficulties and the hold types and all that good stuff. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to do a session with Boulderbot choosing climbs for me. So I know it's going to take me a while to do all the setup, but in the world of YouTube, it's going to be just a couple seconds. I'll see you soon. And we're back. Just been doing a little bit of warm up here, and we're going to start doing some Boulderbot routes here. I did do all of the setup where I did both walls with the setting up of the hold types and the directions and fine-tuning the difficulty, which I think is going to be really cool, and I hope that it actually contributes to routes that are being able to be even more fine-tuned. Before, when I used the slider for the difficulty, it felt like it was very dichotomous, like way too easy and then way too hard if you just slide it a little bit. And then I'm really excited about using the set holds or set path or set climbs using specific hold types, so I could do themed routes and things like that. Alright, so now that I got it all set up here, you can see what I did. Here's my 20-degree wall, and I've got the fine-tuned of the difficulty, pluses and minuses on some things. Got the directionality, and then hold types pretty much listed for all of that. And I did the same thing for the 30-degree wall as well. So let's go to our traits, and I'm just going to keep my warm-up going. So I'm going to take the difficulty down, maybe not down to very easy, but down to easy, my spans to kind of short spans. And then I got to remember that this is all about the memory game, memorizing holds. So that one is actually pretty tough. What I've found as well is I feel like Boulderbot doesn't give you any intermediate feet. So with the starting hold there and those low feet holds down here, it really could have used some footholds somewhere in the middle, but I was able to do the high step to this red one, and that was okay. As I've mentioned before, my goal is not to get Boulderbot to give me perfect routes, but to give me ideas. And so for instance, starting two hands on this hold was actually pretty good, and then doing the bump move and recycling into this. So those first few moves were actually pretty flowy. Let's start with setting a line. So what I want to do is maybe have something that starts low down here. It's going to come up, swoop around. So let's see what it does when I do that. Okay, kind of follows that line. It didn't start quite as down and left as I initially thought. So by using the path though, it finally gave me something that starts in a sit start. Not exactly easy on easy mode here. Honestly, they still feel kind of tough, even though I'm set on easy mode. So let's set a new line. Let's have it go this way. Alright, so that felt more like a warm-up. So that'll be good. Actually, honestly, I think that I'll like that. So maybe that will give me more of a range, and hopefully I can get it to be more gradual on the way up. Alright, so now let's try one. We'll move the difficulty back up a little bit. Do the spans a little bit. Now let's use set holds. So I'm going to say that this is going to be the end hold for something. And then let's say that the starting hold is going to be maybe this one, I was thinking. So let's just see what it gives me when I say, do whatever you want in between, but those are the start holds. And the end holds. Okay. That is, wow. So that is a gigantic span. And if these are really only on for feet, that one and that one, then this seems crazy. The spans are too big. That's interesting. So this one looks reasonable. Big first move. I forgot the holds already. I did totally wrong holds at the top. Alright, so let's do one more on the 20-degree wall, and then we'll flip it over and do some on the 30 degrees. So this time, take the difficulty up just a little bit. Doesn't seem like I need to bring it up a lot. Let's do both set hold and a set line at the same time. So let's have this be the start hold. Let's have the jug be the finish hold. Let's make it be this pocket. And then let's set a line as well. See what it does with that. Oops. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright. I can get down to this. Ooh. Okay, that's a tough move. Still gets me the right hand there, doesn't it? Whew. So what I can do is I can log this one actually. I can grade for a vote for a grade, probably easily V5. And just for one little adjustment, let's go ahead and take those things off. Let's say that I want a crimp line, because I personally love crimps. And I want to pump up the difficulty quite a bit. I can do the spans a little bit more, maybe. So when I just tell the system to pick, it's still picking start holds that are like chest high. I don't know if I can get on. Whoa! Yeah, that's pretty crazy hard. Alright, so now let's switch over to the 30-degree wall. Explore 30 degrees. Alright, so now we got the 30-degree pulled up on the app, and again, I can show you that I've done all the work to set the difficulties and the directions. I did leave a few of them purposely multi-directional. This one's got sides on all sides, so I left those with a star. And then the hold types all labeled as well. Oh, one other thing with the directions is I didn't really mark the footholds, although I think there are some footholds that are specifically better in one direction or another. I just left those omnidirectional. That being said, I have all the same features. This time, maybe we'll try something like find me the pinches, because I don't think there's a ton of pinches on this wall. Take the difficulty back down. Woo. And let's try that. Ooh, wow, big wide start. I think it's reachable. So it has me starting on those two pinches. That's a hard move. That's a hard move. No other feet other than the starlight. Oh, it does come handy. Almost missed that hold. I got it to go. That was hard. The reaches were really far, actually. A lot farther than I thought. The spans. Yeah, I like that one though. It was interesting. Log it. Interesting. Hold spun on me. So it's kind of interesting, even though it's using jugs, it's still making it hard because of like how there's lack of feet and how leaning it is. Okay. Awkward. Not my favorite, but still gets me thinking. Okay, let's try this one. Popcorn from Ganymede. Woo. Okay, again, pretty tough. And what I especially find tough is it gives you starting footholds, and then it gives you no other footholds until starting handholds. And it seems to be a trend in how the AI works. So that's just a little maybe pointer that I would keep an eye out for. And so it could be that you just have to come in and edit it and say, well, I'm, as the human, I'm going to decide to give myself another foot, right? Or just go with it. I mean, maybe it makes it harder, and that's fine. But I think it would be interesting if the AI would adapt and do some more of those. Wall statistics. Oh yeah, this is one of the things I wanted to see. I can't believe I almost forgot to look this up. Heat map, climb distribution, hold distribution. So this is the heat map, and this is only going to be based on the saved climbs, but honestly, I think this is super cool. So I saved just a few climbs, and they all have like the number one on it. Let's play around with this a little bit more. Let's go back in, medium length, Let's go medium difficulty. Span scene, like I don't need to change that. Let's make one. If it looks cool, which this one kind of does, I'll save that one. And then we'll make one. Make one. Make one. There you go. That one looks cool. We'll save it. Just gonna do a couple more. I want to see what this heat map looks like. Alright, that one looks pretty cool. Save it. Okay, so now wall statistics. Oh, that's cool. So you can toggle off types of holds that you care about. So I didn't really mark anything as zones, but start holds. You can kind of see where all my start holds are starting at. End holds. Two. Okay, so two ended there. One on. So the redder the color, the hotter the color, the more there are. So that's red. There's two of those. These are orange. There's only one of those. Any middle holds. A lot of oranges, but this one's been used twice. Okay, footholds. That one's been used 3 times. This is super cool. Okay, so I can see how this would get really exciting to, if you use it a lot, right? And to be able to have these heat maps here to show you, and also it'll show you which holds don't get that much love. And then therefore maybe you can use the set a climb, including this hold setting, and give that hold some love. That's cool. Climb distribution, hold distribution. Holds by difficulty, so how frequently am I saving climbs that have, how many hard holds are on there, medium holds, etc. Climbs by style. Okay, so if I start using the tags, I can be able to see how many climbs are set as dynamic versus technical. That's kind of cool. Climbs by hold type. Those are just ascent climbs. Climbs, all climbs. Okay, so I go into this one here where I have all climbs, and these are all the ones I've saved. And then if I go to like elephants of Africa, actually better yet, if I go to this escape to Costa Rica one, I could say that it is, there we go. When I save it, I can say that it is using jugs. I could say that it is powerful, because it kind of was. Climbs by style, so number of climbs. I got technical, I've got powerful, and then 3 that don't have one listed. Holds by difficulty, holds by type, holds by direction. Interesting. But that is kind of cool. So wall statistics is one of the advanced features. I'm pretty excited about playing around with that. So the other thing that, again, this app has always done, is it's always given you the chance to set your own climb. So this can operate like any of the other spray wall apps, like Retroflash or Crux or any of those. But this Boulderbot app could be used in lieu of those as well. So you can combine the fact that AI is setting it, and you can just click on your own holds and set your own climbs. So I could do, give it a zone hold if I want to say that it's like that, and give it some footholds, and I could set my own climbs and then save them, name them, looks like I have a randomizer for the name too. If I don't want to come up with names, I can give it a grade, and I can give it all these different tags. I can set the rules, so I can say only the set feet or any feet, etc., etc. So do keep that in mind. If you wanted to use Boulderbot as all-in-one, you could use it for that as well, just setting your own climbs. Can upload beta video. That's kind of cool. That's something that Crux can do, and it's nice that I could do that here too. Then I believe that Boulderbot is a pretty sweet app. It's got some quirks to it and some navigation pieces that make it tricky, and I will continue to say that it doesn't always pick flowy routes, and sometimes they're really contrived, but if it gives you a few ideas on things and then you can use them and save parts of them or tweak them and make things your own, at least it gets you out of your comfort zone, which I think is one of the main benefits of using something like this. I'm going to close out this video with that. I'm going to continue to do some climbs, so if you stick around to the end, you just get to see more climbing. But if you're liking these styles of videos with home walls and apps and all that good stuff, I would love it if you would give the subscribe button a click on those quick draws, and that way I can see you in future videos. Let's keep climbing.